Phil Collins, the voice that carried generations through love, loss, and hope, is finally saying goodbye. At 74, the legendary musician behind timeless hits like In the Air Tonight, Against All Odds, and You'll Be in My Heart has delivered an update that has left fans across the world in tears. His music defined decades, but now his body is forcing him to step away from the stage he once commanded with unmatched energy. Born in London in 1951, Phil Collins' journey to fame began long before anyone knew his name. As a young boy, he was drawn to rhythm, often drumming on pots and pans before getting his first real drum kit. His passion for music was undeniable. That rhythm, the heartbeat of his soul, would later become the sound of an entire generation. When he joined Genesis in 1970 as a drummer, Collins couldn't have imagined the impact he'd have on music. The band was known for its experimental sound and complex lyrics, but when lead singer Peter Gabriel left in 1975, Collins reluctantly stepped up to the microphone. That moment changed everything. His voice, raw, emotional, and unmistakably human, became the soul of Genesis and later, his solo career. In the 1980s, Phil Collins became a global phenomenon. His solo hits One More Night, Take Me Home, Against All Odds, topped charts around the world. His music blended pop with emotion, rhythm with heartbreak. There was something deeply human in every lyric he sang, and fans connected to it because Collins didn't just sing, he felt. But fame came with its price. The endless touring, the late nights, and the physical demands of drumming began to wear him down. His personal life suffered too. 3 divorces left him emotionally drained, and his struggles with health and heartbreak became impossible to ignore. Still, he kept performing, kept smiling for the audience, even when the pain grew unbearable. Then came the devastating news. Years of drumming had taken a serious toll on his body. Nerve damage in his hands and back made it impossible for him to play the drums. The man whose rhythm defined his life could no longer hold the sticks that once made him a legend. "I can barely grip a drumstick," Collins admitted in a 2021 interview. "I'm lucky to still be here, but I can't do what I used to." For fans, it was heartbreaking. Seeing their hero, once energetic and full of life, now performing seated, sometimes frail, was a painful reminder of time's cruelty. Yet even then, Collins showed his trademark strength. In 2022, he embarked on one final tour with Genesis, The Last Domino. It was a farewell tour filled with emotion, gratitude, and tears. He sang every note with the same passion he had 40 years ago, his voice trembling but still powerful. When the final show ended, the audience rose to their feet in a thunderous ovation. Collins looked out at the crowd, tears in his eyes, and softly said, "It's over." It was more than just the end of a tour, it was the end of an era. Now, at 74, Phil Collins lives quietly, surrounded by family and memories of a life lived in full. He may never perform again, but his music continues to echo through time. Every drumbeat, every lyric, every melody he created reminds the world of the passion and soul he poured into his art. For millions, Phil Collins wasn't just a musician, he was a voice for every emotion they couldn't express. His songs spoke of love, heartbreak, and resilience. And though he's saying goodbye to the stage, his legacy will never fade. In the end, Phil Collins' story isn't one of defeat, it's one of endurance. Even as his body weakens, his spirit remains strong. He once said, "I'm not done, I'm just slowing down." And maybe that's the truest part of his legacy, a man who gave everything to his music, and in doing so, became timeless.